The Windmill. As always, very inspired names. Yeah, I think this is going to have to be a two-parter, so I'll just go ahead and play off the assumption that this will be like a 40-minute recording. I'm getting sort of a journey feeling here. Maybe I'll spend some pawns. What do you have for me? Oh yeah, the Mumble badge. This one is, honestly another one that gave me a bad impression of the game. Because on the Kickstarter, I think, and in the beta, you had the ability to change the game's voice acting into Mumble Speak in the same way that Banjo-Kazooie has Mumble Speak. But that option has been reduced to a badge. And you can only use a limited number of these at one time. So, let's hear what that sounds like. And it's got flies buzzing around it, which indicates that it is a bad badge. At least I think that's what the buzzing flies mean. And it just upset me because I happen to like the Mumble Speak in Banjo-Kazooie and Yooka-Laylee, and the implication made by this game is that that's inferior and outdated. It is still an option, but what's with the flies? There didn't have to be flies there, and why was it reduced to a badge and not an option? But I guess it's kind of... It's typical for the game's tongue-in-cheek nature to poke fun at a game like that, I guess. That was no good. These jumps are a little bit tricky. Wow, I just got... That was weird. 102 Dalmatians game flashbacks. Did anyone ever play that? Because that's a collectathon in its own right. Not necessarily a great one, but it is one. And there was a chapter in, or a level in that game where you went through Big Ben, or whatever the actual tower is called. I don't know what the tower is called. I just think Big Ben is the name of the... Is it the name of the gong inside, or the clock itself? I don't remember exactly, but I've not figured out yet how to make this jump. Yeah, I keep bumping my head on the ceiling. I'll figure this out eventually. This is like playing Celeste, trying to figure out the correct double jump method. Because I've been playing a lot of Celeste lately. I'm going to attempt to 100% that game on my own time. That's another game that I played for a while at first and decided I didn't like, and then I came back to it later and had a better impression of it. It seems to happen more often than it should with me. It happened with Okami. I played the first 30 minutes of that game and hated it, and then once I started watching Chugga Conroy's Let's Play of it, I realized, oh, this game is actually cool. So then I finished it, and I thought it was a very good game. So first impressions can mean a lot, but not always. Yeah, this is a cool setting, actually. I like this, too. Honestly, I've liked this and the Twilight Bell more than the Lava Cake or obviously the Birdhouse. The Birdhouse was trash. Yeah, that one made me flip the bird. Back here again. How do I... Is this the next place to go? As usual, it's not immediately clear to me which way is the correct way. Okay, these are like Mario 64 platforms that spin around in a vertical circle, but not exactly a circle, because it's more like an oval, but it's not really an oval either. It's a rounded rectangle that's really tall. Oh. That was fun. More of these... I'm not complaining that they're there, but I don't know why these sleepy tanukis are everywhere. They're not even really an obstacle. They're just kind of hanging out. In a literal and figurative sense. Whoa. Okay, that did not do what I thought it would. Put me back, thank you. Yeah, I thought that both of those platforms were going to move at the same time. And I was just going to have to jump between them. Because I've seen games do that before. Okay, that's a jump that I can make. That might be a... okay. Follow the pawns. When in doubt, follow the pawns. I feel like this might actually be the peak of this game's platforming. Because there's some interesting little moving platform patterns here. This is good music, too. Might have to put this on my list of music that I particularly like from this game. Because I do have my favorite VGM playlist, except it's not really favorite necessarily, but it's anything that I find myself enjoying listening to. And the list has gotten very long. There's like, what, at least 800 things on it now. And yeah, I would like to listen to more of this. Definitely a whimsical flair to it. What's going on here? Do I use this? Nope. I am stuck. I'm unsure of where to go next. Okay. Usually, if I can't tell where to go, it's grapple, because I never see the little hooks. So is there a hook here? No. Oh, tightrope. Wait, just kidding. That was not a tightrope. I thought it was. Come on. That looked a little bit like a tightrope. I did not see the platform. What are these little containers holding? Is that hay? I assume it's hay. There's hay bales here. When I see these 5 hay bales in a stack like this, it makes me think there's some kind of puzzle to solve, because I've been playing a lot of point-and-click escape games on my phone, and usually they have some kind of stack of some kind where the lines are in a certain shape or facing certain directions, and you have to put in a code somewhere else that has the same lines. Oh. No, don't you dare exploding... What even is that? It's like an egg, but it had Alice in Wonderland apocalyptic vines on it. I know that was a very unusually specific description, but there was this Newgrounds Flash animation a long time ago called Mary Melanie that I think eventually became an animated comic, and it was... The idea was, it was like this girl who stumbled into an Alice in Wonderland kind of setting, and there were vines all over the real world because everything was like suffering from weird overgrowth, and it looked like the world was ending because there were streets that were sliced in half and things like that. It was a cool animation. I wish there was a part 2 instead of there being a comic, because I don't know if I'll ever actually see the comic, but things don't always work the way that you expect them to, and that's okay. This is one tall, tall tower. This is the tick-tock clock of of the modern age. Yeah, I sort of feel like this could have been... Maybe Gears for Breakfast should work on a Zelda game next, because it seems like they kind of lean towards... Or at least they sometimes lean towards design for areas that go on for a while and are sufficiently full of variety and continue to be interesting, but yeah, this pacing just would work so much better for, I think, a Zelda-style game than something like this. So what are these things? I don't know whether these are lanterns or giant cremation vases or Iron Maidens. I'm sure it's one of those 3 or 4 things. It was 3 things. I can count. Again, a little lengthy, but it was neat. Cleared the windmill. But we keep spreading this disease. It's a little bit too real, a little bit too close to home. Was that all of them? Yep, so the illness has spread. Now there is one more chapter. This is the finale. It comes up pretty suddenly. I know about this. I don't specifically know what happens here. All I know is that this chapter doesn't have a boss. It just has this as its final level. It's good to know, though, that there's 5 timepieces here. At least not accounting for any time rifts that there might also be attached to this stage. This could go on for a long time, couldn't it? Ooh boy. Well, I'm still recording. Where to first? I'm already here at the blue, so I'll go for the blue, I guess. Oh no, which way do I go? I guess to the right. I'm going to assume that the other way is where I was supposed to go, because that didn't help me. Going left this time. I see the icons that show what I need to do, but what do I actually do? Someday, this zipline will end. Okay, there we go. What it looks like to me is we're going to be going through some of the same platforming challenges, but with stuff in the way. Which I guess is a fair enough way of adding kind of a... Oh, whoops, I forgot the button. Someone described this chapter as a 4 trials chapter, and this is sort of the culmination of all the other trials, I guess. Which I guess could be a reason to appreciate it. Ooh, no! I wonder, can I just climb up here? Yeah, that's simpler than what I was doing before. Don't tell me that I have to climb all the way back up the windmill again. What's the button? Nope, that's not the button. Nope, that's not the button. Nope, that's not the button. That's not... Oh, I see. More of these hooks. Always with the hooks. When that cutscene started, I fully expected there to be enemies that pop up and I have to fight them all, but apparently not. This game subverted my expectations. I don't think that guy hit me. It looked like he did, but things worked out in my favor. Is this what I'm supposed to do? Yes. Good. That is 1 down and probably 3 to go. So what does that mean? Do I have to... I'm guessing I'm gonna have to go all the way back. A lot of backtracking. Yeah, let's go red this time. Let's go in the same order that we did before. I just started with blue this time instead of red. Going through the same lava caverns and all that jazz, it's nice. Never noticed this crater here. Kinda like those effects. So, using my special hat, my favorite hat that tells me exactly where I need to go next, I still will not likely know where to go next. Because I am just a genius that way. Okay, I did not know until too late that the grappling hook was in the complete opposite direction from where I was trying to go. And I am dead. Swing? Swing, batter, batter, no! I understand that this homing attack kind of forgoes the need to have depth perception in jumping on the spiders, but I still somehow lack the depth perception to figure out which way I am aiming the homing attack. There's still a treasure here that I'm unlikely to bother collecting, because I'm trying to save the world here from the virus. Thunder, you can quiet down. This isn't that exciting. Yeah, this... I appreciate the idea here, but I feel like there's maybe some missed potential. I can see where I'm supposed to go, just not how to get there. Because I can't use this, at least I don't think I can. Yeah, that looks thoroughly diseased. Seal the deal by signing a contract to contract the disease. Oh, okay. More grapples. It's kind of a nice touch, though, that the poisonous dandelions, or whatever they are the thing that you swing on. It indicates that that's something that has changed. Goodness gracious. They have quite a bit of range. Okay, good. Avoided that one. Certainly big enough explosions. It's like we're playing Breath of the Wild. That was one of my problems with Breath of the Wild, was that you can explode yourself far too easily because the bombs have the blast radius of a nuke. And I will meet you whenever I return to the hub. I checked the green zip line and it didn't have anything for me, so I guess this is where I'm going next. And it is the path to the birdhouse, so of course I am overjoyed by this. I have to wonder if I was playing this again on my own time instead of in the form of a Let's Play, if that was my way of replaying it, would I enjoy it even more than I am? I'm not totally sure. I think I want to go to the left. That seems right. Except it's not right, it's left. Ho ho. Predictable joke. Because there is certainly something different about recording a game versus playing it without the need to come up with commentary for an audience. Of course, there's also the possibility that I would make no attempt to hide any hatred that I have in certain moments of rage if I wasn't recording this. So who knows? Maybe it would actually be worse. Because I have a tendency to overplay my feelings depending on the situation. As long as there aren't any more of those Elvis birds. Well, I say Elvis birds, that's what I keep calling them, even though DJ Grooves is much more of an Elvis bird than any of the ones with the weird hair are. I say that as if DJ Grooves himself does not have weird hair. I mean, it's an afro, that's not that weird, but it's weird for a penguin. Yeah. Just forgetting where I went before. I'm just assuming that I'm going the same way that I did before, because that seems to be the pattern here. Are there any swingies to swing on? No? No clingies to cling on? Something down there. I'd like to hit that from here, that would be great. I think there might have been a little auto-aim there, and if there was, that's nice. Definitely appreciate some auto-aim once in a while. Oh, shoot. I felt sure this was the right path. I don't think it was. Sure enough, there were some grapples that I missed. This shouldn't be too bad, though. Oh, well, she's just kidding. Yeah, I imagine that if this was the last timepiece that you got in the game before heading into the finale, that would be disappointing. I have some more to do, mostly time rifts, or possibly entirely time rifts. Except for the cheating the race. Which, that reminds me, I still haven't gotten enough of the... Oh, geez. Still haven't gotten enough of the yarn to stitch together the time stop hat, so I think that's something you can only do in this chapter, so I might have a problem with that. And I hate every time that that infection flows onto the screen, because it makes me think I have to do everything again, but I don't. Let's be more careful with the bombs being dropped. Oh, well, let's also be more careful with the platforming, why don't we? Wait, what? No? That didn't happen. Thanks. Okay, let's be extra careful about all the great radius effect bomb explosions going on everywhere. Are these... Okay, just a moment. I mean, I know that I'm in the middle of a war zone here, but are these fences, like, half painted? What's going on here? Someone needs to finish painting those. I demand you to go paint those fences right now, while all of this is going on. It really is too close to home that there's essentially a pandemic in this game. And suddenly I am reminded of the Flash game Pandemic that people used to be obsessed with.
And the goats seem to have come to their senses again. We
Cool.
found
But the real goat here is Hat Kid. She's the GOAT. Let's just relish this victory for a moment, because that took quite a while. Dun dun dun. Can you believe after all that we still don't even have 3/4 of the timepieces?